the UWF, the greatest organization of professional wrestling today, and that is why Greg the Hammer Valentine is standing here right now, and that is why I am here in the UWF. To challenge everybody, because I am the greatest in professional wrestling. It doesn't matter what federation you're talking about, but I am in the UWF, and I'm throwing out a challenge. Come on and take Greg the Hammer Valentine, the greatest, the master of the figure 4 leg lock. I'll meet you right there in that square circle.
Greg the Hammer Valentine explodes into the Universal Wrestling Federation tonight, along with the controversial feature match as Ivan Koloff grapples with Steve the Wild Thing Ray. It's all coming to you next on the UWF Fury Hour.
Once again, everyone, it is great to have you with us for the Universal Wrestling Federation Fury Hour. I'm Craig DeGeorge with wrestling's living legend, Bruno Sammartino, coming to you from the heart of Manhattan, the Penta Hotel, the beautiful Grand Ballroom. And Bruno, the great stars just keep pouring into the UWF. No exception here. Greg the Hammer Valentine making his debut tonight.
Absolutely right, Greg. First of all, I can't tell you how thrilled I am to be back in the Big Apple. I spent so many years here in Madison Square Garden and so forth. But you're right. Greg Valentine has joined UWF, and of course everybody knows Greg Valentine. He's one of the true superstars of professional wrestling, and of course he's welcome, and so many others are coming this way.
Talk about the Mecca. We've got a great feature matchup for you. Steve the Wild Thing Ray going up against the man you know a lot about, and that's, of course, the Russian Bear, Ivan Koloff.
I'm the Wild Thing, Ray, okay? And he is wild in that ring, a very enthusiastic young man, a little raw perhaps in comparison to when you talk about Koloff, who's been around for quite a while, and he's got the experience, but nevertheless, this guy's got so much energy and possesses. This is going to be a great match.
All right, we are just about set for the action. Right now, let's check in with Herb Abrams for the entire card.
Craig and Bruno with a new city for the UWF, a new star. Greg the Hammer Valentine begins his UWF career tonight. Iceman King Parsons does his strutting in the ring tonight as well. Also, you'll see The Rock, Don Morocco, in action in the Big Apple. B. Brian Blair with a healthy honey by his side will be in the squared circle. David Sammartino returns to the UWF Wars. And a return grudge match with the Russian Bear, Ivan Koloff, meeting the popular Wild Thing, Steve Ray. Also, it's another walk on the bizarre side in Captain Lou's Corner. Our popular viewer participation segment, Ask the Wrestlers, and remember that the new UWF Power Line is waiting for your call at 1-900-420-4UWF. Hear what the wrestlers have to say and find out about our upcoming UWF events. The UWF has come to the Big Apple, and with us comes along a big name to join the UWF. Let's join Craig and Bruno at ringside.
There he is, Greg. There's Valentine. The Hammer.
The Hammer is here, Bruno. You know, there's so much talk about the people that are coming to the UWF. And just listen to the ovation. A standing ovation here in New York City for Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Well, of course, the Hammer Valentine, he has such a reputation that he has made for himself for so many years, and of course he too has wanted to join the UWF and test some of its top people, and here he is. So we have the Hammer,
and we will most assuredly see the figure 4, Bruno.
By the way, I see it in ringside, one of my old nemesis, one of the toughest men ever to have stepped into that ring. And when I tell you one of the toughest, if not the toughest, I'm talking about none other than Killer Kowalski.
I'm sure we'll have a shot of the Killer, who is sitting ringside, but let's get to the action here as Greg the Hammer Valentine is taking on Sonny Blaze. And the Hammer looking real tough as usual. And this is going to be a tough one for Sonny Blaze. Side headlock.
Did it well. You know, this, okay, let's see, he's going to shoot him into center rope as Blaze comes off hip toss. Valentine, you know, he's strong. He knows all the tricks. I mean, he's a real veteran, and he's tough in every sense of the word.
You know, he hits with authority, Bruno. When he gets you with an arm chop, he hits with authority.
He really does. He knows how to use his weight, and when he delivers a blow, I mean, he puts the 257 pounds behind it, and he's very, very effective in everything that he does. I don't know, I'm so excited about this big hour, the Universal Wrestling Federation Fury Hour. We'll detail it. Herb Abrams will have more. And some ringside interviews, some big names to talk about as the Hammer makes his debut. And looking fine. There's one of those big shots we were talking about. But look at the chest of Sonny Blaze, Greg. I mean, you can see all of Valentine's fingers upon him. He's hitting him so hard, he's leaving prints everywhere. You might say it is a blaze. Now here comes a double chicken wing suplex, I bet you, yes. There it is. As Bruno called it, the double chicken wing. Now, you see how he does. A lot of people that use the double chicken wing suplex, they usually take the man over and go themselves into a bridge to where they can hold the man down for a pin. Valentine takes you up in the air, and then he kind of slams you through that mat. This is a very enthusiastic crowd, very typical New York crowd on hand here. Look at the suplex. Oh, boy. Now, he goes from a double chicken wing suplex to a vertical suplex and his famous elbow. And the big elbow drop. You know, he is in mid-season form here in his UWF debut. Well, you have made a good decision tuning into this big card tonight. You know, I thought for a second he was setting up for the figure 4 leg lock, and I'm not saying he's not. He wanted to give a little punishment to those legs first, and then I'm sure he'll still go for it. Looking on the thigh area. Leg breaker earlier. And I think he is getting ready for that figure 4. And Sonny Blaze, look at him, bro. He's had just about enough. Look at that. There it is. Well, once he applies the salt, he will have had enough, because when Valentine applies it properly, there's no escape. And as you see, Blaze wastes no time but give up. Usually, moments after the application of that, you hear the bell. And you just heard the 3 bells.
Greg the Hammer Valentine!
There he is. On Sports Channel America. The UWF debut of Greg the Hammer Valentine, a big success. And Sonny Blaze had all kinds of problems, as most guys have, Bruno, with that man in the yellow. Yes, sir. Greg the Hammer Valentine is here to challenge, and he wants to take on the best. When you look at the punishing effects of figure 4, Blaze is having trouble just standing at this point. Very devastating maneuver. And this crowd is still howling for the Hammer. Look at that man. How about that, huh? Let's go to Herb Abrams.
What are you doing here, Greg the Hammer Valentine? This is the hot spot of the nation. The hot spot in the world, the UWF. That's why I'm here, because I'm the greatest. And this is the greatest organization of professional wrestling today. UWF. Because of all the competition, and because I can say what I want to, I can wrestle who I want to.
The Iceman, King Parsons, is next.
I never saw you hit so well. I'm here in 3, you're here in 1. Ah, Bill.
Yeah, how'd you do, Jack?
In 3, out in 3. What are you doing? You're playing your best golf, and every time I look up, you're staring at TV. Saturday cartoons make you so good?
It's a special Golf Digest instructional video. The Golf Digest schools pulled 10 instant golf lessons from the 10 cassette collection.
Graphics, instruction, real professional advice, 10 instant lessons?
A half hour of the best stuff for a golfer.
It's priceless.
It's free.
Free?
with my subscription to Golf Digest.
Get a full year of Golf Digest for $19.77. Call 800-841-0300 now and get our free half-hour instructional video with your paid subscription. Call 800-841-0300 now.
Stay with Sports Channel America every night after the main event and get the latest news, interviews, scores, and highlights from the world of sports. Sports Nightly. See it exclusively on the Sports Channel America Network tonight.
Now, how'd you like to make a bet? If you like living it up in places like Atlantic City and Las Vegas, I bet this Players Club card will save you big. In places like the Sands, Atlantic City, and the Riviera, Las Vegas, up to 60% less on hotel rooms, 50% less for shows, and always 25% less for meals and drinks. So call Players Club now. Players Club, it's a sure thing.
New members get 2 free nights in Las Vegas or Atlantic City when the club books their flights. Call toll-free now.
Tuesdays, America's love affair with the outdoors takes on a whole new meaning. Fishing and hunting tips and culinary wonders are just a few of the ingredients on Outdoors America. 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific on Sports Channel America, Tuesday night.
Hi, I know lots of you have been surprised, but you've been watching UWF. This true. And this is me, Andre the Giant. So don't be surprised anymore, because you're going to see a lot of me. Because I've been challenging everybody on UWF to try with me and to come in the ring against me anytime they want, anywhere they want. Because UWFs go all over the world.
There he is, Greg, the Iceman, King Parsons.
Iceman King Parsons getting set to take on Dusty Wolf, and of course, the ongoing developments in the UWF. A match has been signed, Parsons and Colonel De Beers. That'll be upcoming next week. And of course, Bruno, we have followed the story as you take a look at Dusty Wolf, who weighs in 241 from San Antonio, Texas. There's the Iceman, 237, Dallas, Texas. We've talked about this ongoing development with Colonel De Beers, a self-described racist who beat and whipped referee Larry Sampson, a black referee.
Yeah, but as you know, they're also related, you know.
That's right, he's the cousin.
That's right.
Of the Iceman.
You know, they could have had a suspension or a fine, but Iceman practically begged for not, because he don't want him to fight. He wants to meet him in that ring. That's what he wants.
And I believe, Bruno, that Sampson, the referee, had a word in that as well. He had to sign that suspension, and he said, I've got another way to take care of it. He contacted this man, the Iceman, his cousin, who happens to be a wrestler. He's a terrific amateur wrestler. And now, lo and behold, he's in the UWF. We've seen him very impressive, and he does have the matchup coming up with Colonel De Beers next week. So we're looking forward to that one.
You better believe it. I'm looking forward to that match.
You know, we're looking forward to it. You know, the guy really looking forward to is that man right there. Take a look at the huge crowd, SRO, at the Penta Hotel here in the heart of New York. Such an electricity, Bruno. As you well know, of course,
look at the celebrities.
Yeah.
Look at the celebrities. I said before, the Nikolai Volkov is even in the crowd, and as I mentioned a little earlier, the legendary Killer Kowalski. So this is a huge crowd, and it's a lot of fans and a lot of celebrities.
Randy Gordon, the chairman, New York State Athletic Commission, and a very renowned boxing broadcaster, also here. As you take a look at the Iceman, he really has impressed me in his bouts here in the UWF. Bruno, yourself?
Yes, he's a good athlete. First of all, as you mentioned earlier, he has a very good amateur background, and as a professional, he's been around a while, and he's certainly made his mark in professional wrestling. This is a very talented individual, very gutsy. He's got speed, he's got wrestling abilities, and if he has to, he gets in a grudge match like I'm sure he's going to have with De Beers. Believe me, he can go all out. He can brawl, he can do anything. He's the complete wrestler.
And the side headlock now goes in the ropes. And Dusty Wolf tried to set up Parsons, but look what happened to Wolf. He's down and now in trouble. The good reversal and the hip toss by Parsons.
That was a beautiful reversal. He showed you the speed of Parsons, because when Wolf was about to hip toss him, he did pull a quick reversal. That takes quick speed and beautiful timing, and of course he has that.
Well, he certainly does. Side headlock for Dusty Wolf. Parsons, of course, you know, the one thing he may have to worry about here is not looking ahead, Bruno, to next week in the big matchup with De Beers. He's got to worry about Dusty Wolf first. And look at that big shot from the midsection of Wolf. And look at the determination. You can really pick up with that shot, the determination that Parsons has. Later on, we'll see The Rock, Don Morocco, also B. Brian Blair. David Sammartino will be on the card during this hour. And the big feature matchup, the Russian Bear, Ivan Koloff, and Steve the Wild Thing Ray. A lot to go here on the UWF, the Fury Hour. Thanks for joining us. Like to George, Bruno Sammartino. Good duck by Parsons. Trying to set him up with a headbutt, and landed.
Well, you know, Wolf tried to catch Parsons with a chop, but again, with great speed, he ducked it and then he delivered his blow. This guy's got tremendous speed. He's very exciting to watch. He truly is. He's a fun guy to watch.
Good tattoo, as you saw across the upper chest. And I'm sure that was about as painful as the shots that Parsons is delivering to Wolf here. Big shot by Wolf, trying to establish some kind of offensive attack. There's a good shot. And another one. And he is working on that tattoo area. Look at the elbow to the neck. Parsons starting to buckle that. Into the turnbuckle. Big Dusty Wolf here. And a nice offensive attack.
But look how much hesitant there is with Wolf. Each time he delivers a blow on Parsons, he's taking this good old time. If you can get the guy like Parsons in trouble, man, you got to be on him, I mean, heavy and hard. You don't allow even a second, because this guy's got great recuperative powers, and you allow that a couple of seconds, he's going to come back on you as he's doing right now.
Well, you could just hear the punishment. I don't even hear the words or see the pictures. Parsons delivering a couple of mics right around the ring area. How about the ropes, too, Bruno? Green, yellow, and purple, the official colors of the UWF.
That's right.
Haven't seen that before. There's that great snap suplex. And the lateral press. This should be enough. Whoa. Wolf will kick out. Good job by Wolf to kick out there after a great suplex.
Yes, he did. But you see, he's looking for a cheap way to stop Parsons, of course, breaking across the face like he just did. But all that does, of course, naturally it's going to bother the Iceman, but also it's going to anger him, and I got a feeling that Wolf might just pay for these misdeeds.
Yeah, that could be the double-edged sword. You want to do well, so naturally you're going to anger your opponent. You think you can overcome what he would muster after the anger.
Exactly. Whoa, what a nice knee.
Look at wobbling Wolf, throws it down to the canvas once again. On the ropes, Parsons misses with the big roundhouse, and again misses, but Wolf tripped her apparently. I didn't see a connection there. Did you, Bruno?
Well, what happened was he ducked. He was able to duck the Iceman twice, but as he ducked it last time and he kind of went low, he was close to the ropes, and I think he got his leg tangled on that bottom rope, and he might have done something to his knee.
Headbutt again by Parsons. You don't see too many guys use the head as a weapon, but it really is for this man. He really put him away here. He got the leg hook, yeah. Parsons tied him up well. Had the leg hook, and
ladies and gentlemen, the winner
right there to get the victory.
Iceman King Parsons.
Another victory for the Iceman, and he's looking sharp. He's looking sharp. Waiting for the South African Devil.
Hey fans, wrestling's living legend, my partner Bruno Sammartino has written an autobiography. And take it from me, this is one terrific story. The book is now available through the special offer from the UWF. Just call 213-822-4187, or you can send for it by check or money order to Bruno's Book, 702 Washington Street, Marina Del Rey, California, 90292. And don't forget, include $2.50 for postage and handling. The UWF returns to the Big Apple for 2 more live shows in February. On Friday the 8th, we'll be at the Royce Hotel across from LaGuardia Airport in Queens, New York, for a big show that begins at 8 p.m. Then on Saturday the 9th, we'll return to the Penta Hotel Ballroom for a dynamite show featuring Dangerous Dan Spivey, Cowboy Bob Orton, Greg Valentine, and the UWF debut of Boris Zukov and Nikolai Volkov, plus other big surprises. Reserve your tickets now by calling 516-587-4UWF.
Weighing in at 278 pounds, from Honolulu, Hawaii, The Rock, Don Morocco!
Don Morocco, The Rock.
Yes, it is not Jack Stu. It's not Jack Lord.
Look at him, huh? I mean, he's looking, I don't know, I think he's bigger than ever. Does he look heavier to you, Craig?
It is not Ho Chi either. Remember that stairs? You can hear the music. Right by. Yes, he does. He looks terrific. I know he's concerned a little bit. He wants to get in even better shape, and he feels that his competition here at the UWF will definitely provide that. All the work he is doing in the gym to beat the top competition here in the UWF.
Absolutely. But anyway, when you talk about Morocco, you're talking about a guy who's really experienced, who's been in there against the best. Whoa! Meanwhile, look at Chris Michaels here. He takes the initiative and he attacks Morocco.
Not a bad idea, but the big reversal of the whip and up and over the rope goes Chris Michaels. Well, maybe it was a bad idea to rile up Morocco. Look out! He's 10 feet in the air. Look out! He hits the canvas hard with that back.
Yeah, that was some fall he took. I mean, from the top rope, Morocco literally picked him up another 3 feet.
These guys are going at it right away. Morocco with the back body drop.
What a back body drop. Chris must have gone 8 feet in the air.
Chris doing his impression of the flying Melendez here early on in this match.
But this Chris Michaels, you know, again, he's against the veteran there when on the bench, but he looks like a well-conditioned athlete, and he's taking some hard blows, and he comes back, and that is due to evidently he's a guy who spends a lot of time in the gym. You could never take these kind of blows if you weren't in good shape.
Probably couldn't deliver him if you weren't in the shape of Morocco. There's a power slam to perfection. That might be enough to put away a very dangerous Chris Michaels. No, Morocco says, I'm not ready punishing yet.
Well, you know, I never liked that.
Morocco is scheduled, by the way, in 2 weeks to meet the Hammer.
Can you imagine that?
Who will have him here?
Is that going to be some kind of a match or what? Oh, boy, I'll tell you, that's going to be some kind of a match. You know, I was going to put you on the spot and ask you, who do you think is going to win it? But in all honesty, the match is going to catch up there. Enjoy the way.
Boy, what a clothesline by Don Morocco. I mean, you're not going to see one better than that. He really sent Michaels flying.
I think Michaels will agree with you that there was some kind of a clothesline.
Outstanding match here. Here's a suplex. And boy, Michaels may be visiting a chiropractor for the next couple of weeks. Again, Morocco is just, boy, he really wants to deliver some punishment here.
Yeah, but you know what? It's the second time he does that. I was just about to say before, I really don't like that. I think for me, when you think you have an opponent beat, you should go ahead and beat him. Sometimes when you do that, maybe it won't work this time because Morocco's too experienced and so forth, but sometimes you pay a price for that.
Talk about experience. Did you see Morocco there? Holds on to the ropes. And again, Michaels goes flying this time on his own volition. You know, the other point, though, we talked about Morocco getting into shape and working out. Maybe he wants a longer workout, too. Is that possible? He feels confident enough he's going to get the win?
What? If you want the longer workout, then don't go for the pin. Don't attempt the pin. You know what I'm saying? If you want to work out, don't attempt the pin.
Rick Rude has made his way near ringside. Below Rick Rude, ravishing Rick Rude. And the crowd is getting riled up here.
I'm telling you.
There he is.
Yes.
Ravishing Rick Rude.
Boy, you know, besides having a capacity crowd, a sellout audience, I mean, we mentioned Kowalski, we mentioned,
whoa, up and over the rope. You know, ravishing Rick Rude is, of course, one of the great wrestlers of all time. Do you think he bought a ticket, or is he looking forward to perhaps wrestling? As you see another shot through the bodies there of ravishing Rick Rude. He may be another one who might be coming this way.
Oh, I think so. I think the UWF has made such a reputation for itself that there's so many superstars in, and more you see more and more of them want to come here because I think that the message is out that the best are here.
Boy, look at those eyes. He is really looking at Morocco with a fierce eye. You know, we talked about all the guys coming. You think Chris Michaels might get out of here after this beating?
Well, I'll tell you what, Chris Michaels, no question about it, has been taking some kind of a beating. But again, I'll repeat what I said. This is a young guy who obviously spends a lot of time in the gym because for the amount of punishment he has taken, for him to still be in there and on his feet, although he's not quite on his feet right now he is. You know, that's something. A lot of people couldn't take that, absorb that kind of punishment.
I'm very impressed with his resiliency.
Absolutely.
Morocco probably is too.
There's that power driver.
He's got to do it.
Oh, you got to do it.
Mike Terrell, the referee with the...
Don the Rock Morocco!
Don the Rock Morocco. I have not seen him look better. I mean, did he have a lot of holes?
Look at look at you, Rick Rude. He's smoking, shaking his head. He said, yeah. I know you. I know all about you. Oh!
Morocco's staring Rude down.
Sweaty. You're sweaty. Looks like an invitation.
And Morocco just so happens going out on that particular side, right by ravishing Rick Rude. Oh, he threw a hand there, Bruno. And again,
Coming up, the grand old man of the rubber bands, Captain Lou, is next.
Hey, you little Mr. Wonderfuls out there. You think Mr. Wonderful got to look like this by eating wimp food, like cheeseburgers, french fries, and quiche? Get real. A talented serious athlete like me needs real nutrition. So I drink Joe Weider's Dynamic Muscle Builder. It's got high-quality protein, amino acids, vitamins, minerals, and other important stuff I need to beat, meet my opponent in the ring. And it tastes great, too. And it's just like a thick, rich milkshake. Joe Weider's Dynamic Muscle Builder. Tough nutrition for us tough athletes. And here's the number, 1-800-423-5713. And it's great.
Glenn Miller's Pennsylvania 65000, a jazz classic, and the phone number to a New York classic, the Pennsylvania Hotel, now the newly renovated Penta Hotel. The Penta is located in one of New York's most dynamic areas, just blocks from the city's highlights, and across the street from Madison Square Garden. No matter what your needs are, Pennsylvania 65000 is the number for one of the most legendary hotels in New York, the Penta Hotel.
Now you can carry your favorite UWF wrestling personality wherever you go, wearing these new UWF t-shirts. You'll stand out and be the envy of the neighborhood. Here's where to order either Dr. Death, Captain Lou, Mr. Wonderful, Bruno, Dan Spivey, Brian Blair, or the UWF logo. Caps are available too, so order now.
Yes, wrestling fans, the old rubber band, the fat man, Lou Albano, back with the captain's corner, baby. And when you talk about legends, you're talking about the name of Valentine. Well, this is a gentleman that I handled when he was Intercontinental Champion, Greg the Hammer Valentine. You know, I got to say, Greg, I don't agree with your tactics, brother, but you are one of the best. I've got to say. Go ahead, tell him out of it, baby.
I made you a lot of money in professional wrestling, haven't I?
Yeah? So
you don't
what?
agree to my tactics, but I made this man a lot of money.
Yeah, so?
But then I smartened up and I moved on. I did my own thing. I signed my own contracts. I make my own matches. I make my own deals. And that's why I'm right here in the UWF.
Yeah, you make your own deals, but let me tell you something. We went a long way, but then you turned to the sour. Then you turned to the sour. But you did have the sense to come into the UWF because you realized that the Universal Wrestling Federation has the finest talent in the world today. That is one thing you did, even though you've got the brain of a BB. Now, go ahead, brother. Tell him.
Free speech. In other words, I could say what I want to. I could say exactly what's going on through my mind. I could talk about how fat and disgusting Captain Lou Albano is because that's the truth. And I could talk about how I should be the world heavyweight champion right here in any federation, the world, the universe. I should have the championship belt around my waist because
well, I might be
am the master of the figure four.
I might be old.
Remember that.
And I might be ugly, but watch your hands and you're on my show, and I'm the boss here, baby, and I'm telling you, you are good, but you've got to come into the best. You're in Universal Wrestling Federation, and that's where we have the best. So you don't impress me. Got it?
Look at that.
Bleach blonde.
New York City. What a great response and reception we've had here, Bruno.
Herb, New York loves great wrestling. They appreciate great talent, and this is what they're seeing. The UWF is here, and they've responded because they've seen the best. These guys are great. The best wrestlers in the world are here right now, and New York has responded. The only thing I felt bad, Herb, is that unfortunately not everybody got in to see it because the crowd was so huge that you just couldn't accommodate everybody.
But fortunately, Bruno, we've got some good news. The good news is that we're coming back to New York. Yes, Saturday, February the 9th, with the likes of Nikolai Volkov taking on Boris Zukov, a match that, Bruno, unbelievable.
Be great, and New York, let me say that we'll be back. We're here to stay because the UWF wants to bring to you the best wrestling that you could possibly have.
Other superstars will be Cowboy Bob Orton, B. Brian Blair, Steve Dr. Death Williams, Paul, Mr. Wonderful Orndorff, Cactus Jack, the Power Twins, Barry O, and so many, many more.
My goodness, where are you going to find a better lineup than that? You're talking about truly the best wrestlers in the world today, right here at the UWF, and I am excited, and especially that it's in New York where I spent so many years wrestling. This is like coming home and seeing the best.
Do you need a car? Listen, each year government agencies auction, sell, and liquidate thousands of cars and trucks, and the bidding starts as low as $30. Government vehicles, luxury cars taken from drug dealers, criminals, and thousands more seized, repossessed, sold through bankruptcy proceedings. Now find out how you can grab the car you want at government liquidation and bankruptcy prices. Bid as low as $30 for Porsches, Mercedes, Ferraris, Corvettes, family cars, and trucks. Find out how to get the car you want now. Call 1-900-HOT-AUTO. That's 1-900-468-2886. Just $2 a minute.
MAC Conference basketball doubleheader featuring Fairfield versus Niagara and Manhattan battling Canisius. This Saturday starting at 7, live on Sports Channel.
J2 Communications, Ali, Foreman, Frazier, Holmes, and Norton. 5 of the world's greatest heavyweight champions together for the first time in Champions Forever, the video. You'll relive their most thrilling moments in the ring and catch them with their gloves down.
I started getting in their face, looking them dead in the eye.
The men, the legends, the video. Champions Forever. Order Champions Forever now, and you'll also receive free this boxing glove keychain. It's made just like the real thing, and it's yours free when you order Champions Forever now.
For rush delivery of your Champions Forever video, have your credit card ready and call 1-800-841-0300 or send $19.95 plus $4 shipping and handling to Champions Forever, P.O. Box 4670, Omaha, Nebraska. Call 1-800-841-0300.
That ring is your link to all the news and happenings in the UWF on the UWF Power Line. Find out where the match is going to be in the future. Plus, hear what your favorite UWF wrestler have to say. Just dial the Power Line at 1-900-4204-UWF. Call now.
It's again time for Ask the Wrestlers and your chance to win a free UWF t-shirt and cap. And this daring question was sent in by 14-year-old Bill Gray, who asked Dr. Death Steve Williams, are you afraid of wrestling Paul Orndorff because he's capable of ending your flawless streak? Is that why you're trying to put him out of wrestling? Well, Bill, you want an answer? Here it is.
You know something? Somebody has the audacity to write into UWF and ask me if I'm afraid to wrestle Paul Orndorff. Well, let me tell you, I told you the world's turning. The stock's up. The yin's up. And you know who else is up? That's right, Dr. Death. I'm rolling right now, Paul Orndorff. You know one thing. I'm the toughest man in professional wrestling. I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid of one single man who steps in that squared circle. Time is coming. Clock is ticking. Time is about up.
Remember, Dr. Death and Paul Orndorff meet in a big grudge match in 2 more weeks. But before then, we'll be sending Bill Gray his UWF t-shirt and cap for having his question chosen. And you, too, can be part of the fun. Just send your question to your favorite UWF wrestler on a postcard to Ask the Wrestlers, 702 Washington Street, Marina Del Rey, California, 90292.
Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, B. Brian Blair!
B. Brian Blair and Honey.
It's good to see. There you see, Honey. That she's holding is actually used to run cable normally into her shoe. And there you see B. Brian Blair as they make their way to the ring. He's so happy, Bruno, to be alongside his lovely Honey. And of course, you see the glitter of...
Look at these outfits.
Mike Williams.
Yeah, boy, look at him. Look at that robe. It really sparkles on it. I mean, that's a fancy robe there.
Hey, this is New York, though, Bruno. You need the robe, the glitter, and the glamour, and the honey.
Very appropriate, very appropriate. But talk about Holly. She's lucky to be here, back again after the tremendous headbutt she took from Orton a while back.
Bob Orton.
So it's good to see her around and well.
I know B. Brian Blair has been licking his chops, asking, pleading for a shot back, and I understand that in a few weeks he's going to get a crack at Bob Orton.
And looking forward to it because he's extremely bitter over not only Bob Orton, but John Tolis, the manager. The ever evil John Tolis.
B. Brian Blair out of Tampa, Florida. Mike Williams from nearby Elizabeth, New Jersey.
What is Williams complaining about? He seems to be complaining about something to the referee.
I think he's complaining he does not have a referee, and a manager, beg your pardon, and of course, alongside B. Brian Blair is Honey with that very ominous-looking hot shot.
That's a real stinker. She jabs you with it.
Yeah, I think John Tolis is still recovering from his shot he took a couple of weeks back.
But anyways, I said earlier, I'm glad to see her well, not fully recuperated, because for a while she really wasn't doing too well. Ooh.
Irish whip in, and then a
nice hip block.
Great hip block by B. Brian Blair, setting him up, going right to work here. Body slams him down. Coming down with the elbow. Well, he is a man in a mission here.
Yeah, Blair's always in great shape. Yeah, nice shots. Blair always gives his 100%. He's a really guy who's always in tip-top shape. He's always moving in that ring. He's an action guy.
Orton and Tolis had that real tough guy appearance, anyhow. Is there a genuine concern on their part, you think, about that hot shot that Honey has?
You think Tolis is...
Tolis and Orton, they're watching this, I'm sure, somewhere.
I think so. I think there's a concern. Well, there should be, because, whoa, look at these rights here. A couple lefts and the right by B. Brian Blair and Mike Williams hit the deck. Yeah, I don't know what their thing is all about. I never even got, but evidently, you get smart with it, it does some damage. Beautiful power slam.
Great power slam. That is a textbook power slam. And the atomic drop. Blair has been relentless here.
Oh, she was uninterested. She just kind of jabbed Williams from the back.
What is going on with that? I didn't know he was going to use that against all opponents. This might be that scorpion he has, that combination of the long to grab the figure four, yes. And there it is, there's the bell.
The winner, B. Brian Blair.
Brian Blair takes it with us as he likes. He chooses to call that hold the scorpion.
Learned that from a Japanese wrestler. And they are known for some of those techniques. And B. Brian Blair, most impressive as he gets set to take on the ace. Let's go to Herb Abrams for the latest with Honey and B. Brian Blair.
Let's have a word here with B. Brian Blair and Honey. Brian, you got that match with Cowboy Bob Orton. I saw John Tolis downstairs at the bar, and he was drinking up. Well, Herb Abrams, I don't care what Bob Orton and John Tolis were drinking. And right now, all the talk's out the window. Like all these people in New York, you know, this is the town where the men are tough and the women are pretty. And these people know what getting down's all about. And talk is cheap. And they've been running their traps an awful lot, Herb. So the fact of the matter is nothing's going to be settled until we get it on right here in the ring.
I think we got the boy on the run. I think he's running scared, and all of a sudden I find out that next week he wants to put his name on the dotted line. He wants to put his body in the ring with none other than Ace. The best that there is, Daddy, will be Brian Blair. You go ahead and bring yourself down there, boy. Bring Honey, Captain Lou. I don't care who you bring. Because the fact of the matter is, it's going to end up with you and me standing in the ring face to face, Brian Blair. And I just don't think you can take what I got to offer, boy.
You're right, Mr. Orton. You're right. You want to know something, man? Here's what we're going to do to this guy. We're going to slice him, and then we're going to mash him, and then we're going to smash him, and then he's out once again. We don't care who you got in that corner, baby. You could have your tarantula. You could have that other fat slob albino. You could have the world in your corner. Orton and I are on a roll, man, and we're just going to keep on rolling. Man, you're just going to be like a puppet in our hand, you understand? And when we want to smash you, we'll smash you. And when we want to hit you, we'll hit you. And when we want to slam you, we'll slam you. And then all of a sudden, we're going to give you that suplex, baby, and you're going to be out completely this time. 1, 2, 3, baby, out. O-U-T. Woo.
Those guys are so full of hate, they can't even remember that the big revenge match with Brian Blair takes place in 2 weeks. But you'll know everything that's happening in the UWF if you call the new UWF Power Line. Call 1-900-420-4UWF. Hear what the wrestlers have to say and get the facts inside the UWF.
From the Steel City of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, David Sammartino!
I think you're familiar with that gentleman coming into the ring.
Well, of course, David, as you can see, is lighter than he used to be. He's down to about 220-something, where when he was 255, Greg, I thought he was a little too heavy. But this Spicoli, Louis Spicoli, he's an exciting guy to watch, too. He's really a character in that ring.
There he is. Yes, he is.
We are in the UWF now. This is where the big boys go. You got guys like Paul Orndorff, Bob Orton. You guys got all kinds of people. B. Brian Blair. You got Bruno Sammartino, the living legend. You got all these great wrestlers. But they're not good looking. You know, the girls want to come out. They want to see wrestling. They want to see all those hot bods. And if those hot bods are there, it doesn't matter if they're on a dog face. But I'm Cutie Pie Louis Spicoli. I'm cute. You're not. All the girls are going to be seeing me. Sorry, guys.
Spicoli was hollering something at me, and I don't know. I guess he's telling me that he's going to teach my kid a lesson.
Well, I happened to talk to him, too, Bruno. He told me he was, unlike most, 99.9%. He was not one of your bigger fans when he was younger, but he says he's a little worried because when he gets David in trouble in this match, he's worried you might hop in the ring and take care of him. Is there any worry there?
You know something, Greg? People have asked me, if your kid ever gets in trouble, would you interfere? They have to understand that, yeah, I try very, very hard as a commentator to separate the situation here. When I look at David in that ring, he's a wrestler. I know it's hard to, but that's really the way you have to be because he's a wrestler. He's a big boy now. I mean, he's 28, whatever he is. Oh, nice slam.
Body slam there. Objectivity is what you're talking about, Bruno, and we all appreciate that here at the UWF. There's a terrific maneuver by Sammartino. David Sammartino, as Bruno said, down to about 225. Has an assortment of holds. He's a terrific shape. Best shape of his life. And the hip toss by Louis Spicoli. Cutie pie, but takes the feet and some other moves by Sammartino is looking most impressive here early on.
Very good arm drag. He caught Spicoli with a very impressive arm drag, and Spicoli, but they did a lot of good moves back and forth here, and then he caught Spicoli with that arm drag, and he thought, let me go out of the ring here and catch my breath and sort of regroup. And that's sometimes it's a smart thing to do, especially if you're taking the worst of it. Go out and regroup a little bit.
You talked about his weight, Bruno. Does he have to have a different strategy losing the 35 pounds, or is he the same wrestler in the ring?
I don't know that if he's as strong, but I definitely believe that he's quicker, and I think that his stamina is even better. It may not be as strong, because David was very strong when he was heavier, 250 pounds. Obviously, when you lose that kind of weight, you're going to sacrifice a little bit in the strength department, but if you make up on speed and stamina, then you're ahead of the game.
Tells me he lives a clean life, no alcohol, and his lifestyle is weight training. Doesn't have the most exciting nightlife, he says, but He really concentrates hard in the gym and works as a fitness trainer, and I think it'll pay off for him, and he does too. That's why he's really got in tip-top shape. Meanwhile, Cutie Pie with a good body slam, and he continues to hammer away at David Sammartino. He nearly put him away.
That was a pretty vicious knee drop, and frankly, a knee drop like that could keep somebody down for the count. So to his credit, David, because he's in such good condition, he was able to get up from him.
1, 2, referee Mike Torres on the count. No relation to the former right-hander.
Right.
The Red Sox, I believe. Astros and Mets. As you see, McCauley, well, he's looked pretty good, Bruno. You've been impressed with him, I know. Cutie Pie. Boy, there's the big chop from Sammartino, and he follows it up with a knee to the midsection. That may be the shot that David needed to turn around this match. It wasn't going the way he wanted it to go.
Hard chops.
Big arm chops. And the power slam turns it over. Stomps right on Luis Piccoli. For some of these shots, it sounds like we have a mic on Piccoli. And now, is that figure four? Yeah. And applying the pressure. And yes, sir, that's it. And look at that smile. Well,
I don't know.
Yep, submission, yeah. I think the referee say that he gave up.
The winner, David Sammartino.
Oh, it wasn't perfect, but David Sammartino gets his arm raised, and that's what it's all about.
Our featured grudge match is next on the Fury Hour.
What? You think it's easy being Mr. Wonderful? Well, it's not true. People are always trying to throw me around. And to make sure that doesn't happen, I use Joe Weider's Total Arm Blaster. It's the best way I know to keep my arms pumped and strong. So if you want massive steel-like arms, do what I do. Blast away with the Total Arm Blaster. 1-800-423-5713. Call now.
This is the Golden Greek speaking, and when I travel in style, man, all the way. Look at this beauty. Look at this, the Midnight Express limousine. Beautiful, classy, first class, the ultimate in traveling. This is what the Golden Greek does, travel in first class. Take a look at this, the Midnight Express beauty. Take a look inside. All the comforts of home, television, telephone, a little refreshment, comfortable ride. What do you need? And it sits everybody comfortably. Remember, the Golden Greek tells you, Midnight Express limousine, the ultimate in limousine service. And if you heard it from the Greek, you heard it from the top man.
Glenn Miller's Pennsylvania 65000, a jazz classic, and the phone number to a New York classic, the Pennsylvania Hotel, now the newly renovated Penta Hotel. The Penta is located in one of New York's most dynamic areas, just blocks from the city's highlights, and across the street from Madison Square Garden. No matter what your needs are, Pennsylvania 65000 is the number for one of the most legendary hotels in New York, the Penta Hotel.
My name was Killer Kowalski. I was a former world champion. And I always associated with champions. Now I'm associated with a new champion, UWF. Listen in, tune in, and be with the best. The world's champion, UWF.
Greg DeGeorge back with Bruno Sammartino, our big feature match, the return grudge match between that man, the Russian pair, Ivan Nikolov, as he makes his way into the ring. With the chain, Bruno, I thought there was going to be some leverage, some motion against Koloff to get rid of that chain. You don't mind him bringing it into the ring. It's what he does when he finishes the match.
Yes, Wild Thing. Tonight, oh, I already know. You are a great wrestler. You are a seasoned wrestler. 6'2", 250 pounds, blonde hair, eyes of blue. All the American girls go crazy over you. But you see, the old veteran Ivan Koloff showed you I had more experience. You make one little mistake, and I capitalized on it, and you are a pin. Because I used my brains, American. Wild Thing, tonight you're going to find out it wasn't by chance.
The SRO crowd here at the beautiful Grand Ballroom in the heart of the Big Apple. And this is it. Look at the Wild Thing. Now, this is his kind of town. Those are his kind of people, too, right there.
And you know what? He loves it all. Look at him. He has a good time. He loves it. The only thing I would say to him is that that's all well. He's all smiles and he's happy and he's waving at the people. But once in that ring and facing Koloff, it's got to be all business because in there against a very dangerous man.
You know, Bruno, he seems quite at home here. You know, this is his first trip to New York City. That's right. He said flying in, he couldn't believe how big the buildings were and how close they all were. Yeah, first trip to New York City for the boy from Kansas City.
Woo, baby, yeah, you, Ivan Koloff, tonight, UWF is going to have the final challenge on who is number one in the sport today.
Anybody who wrestles this guy, they better be in tip-top shape and be prepared mentally, physically, in every which way, because this guy here, he is tough.
Koloff throws a solid, and I mean solid, 262 pounds, as you see the crowd with the USA champ. Ray at 241, giving up some 21 pounds. And Koloff is really a brawler in the ring. I mean, you got to be prepared for a brawl. Look at that, good drop kick, though, by Ray early on here.
Gave him a stiff kick, and Koloff went down. And look at Koloff in the face here. Looks like he's that upset him a little bit. Uh-oh, he comes with an arm bar.
He has Ray in trouble here.
You don't want to let Koloff get a hold like this and stay on it. You have to try to get away from it because he's the type who'll keep on it, and he'll damage it to the... Hey, nice takedown. He got behind him.
The takedown may get him. No. Hey, you know, Bruno, I was just informed that Captain Lou Albano next week here on the Fury Hour will have none other than the Honky Tonk Man as his special guest live interview during our program.
How about that, huh? Isn't that something? Hey, when
the package, well, no. Have two of them.
And he tries again. You know, when the head of the UWF said he was going to bring all the superstars into the UWF, he meant what he said, didn't he?
Herb Abrams has done just that. We took a look at Rick Rude along ringside. Ivan Koloff. This has been a very good match for both.
Put them up beautifully, but you got a 2 count. And here's Koloff with that big boot and a chop.
Now, that was a great opportunity for Ray there. Now he's taking some big chops from Koloff, who appears incensed at this point. And he's got the chokehold down. Hernandez in there to try and break it up. Koloff working on the midsection now of the Wild Thing. Stevie Ray. Neck breakers. He turns him around. And again, talk about getting out of it. Hip toss.
You know, this Wild Thing to be against a veteran like Koloff, I have to take my hat off to him. He really is doing pretty well. He's holding his own in there. He's taking some hard blows, and he's come back. He's shown me that he's got a lot of guts, you know, he's got courage, and he's in shape, and he can dish it out. He's a tough kid.
Wild Thing trying to get free. His neck in between the tree trunk-like legs of Ivan Koloff. You see to the left of your screen again, that's Rick Rude sitting down rather, watching very closely. We're trying to get to the bottom of that for you as weeks go on here in the UWF. Big foot to the face of Steve the Wild Thing Ray. That could be enough. Oh, watch out. Koloff, so dangerous on the canvas, now going to the top of the rope. He's on the green rope. Oh, he stripped down and he falls on the top rope. Ouch.
Boy, he got straddled right on that top rope. Koloff did. He's in a lot of pain. He's in trouble.
I think the men watching can sympathize with Mr. Koloff, even if you don't want to. Clothesline by Ray. This might be it. Hooks the leg and... No.
That was a flying clothesline. I mean, he came flying in the air with all that weight. And I tell you, for a while, I thought he might have had Koloff. But again, to his credit, again, I have to repeat over again, just how tough Koloff is. Some other opponent may have not gotten up from that.
Wild Thing was trying to put the finishing touches on Ivan Koloff. Kick to the midsection. Hernandez, what's Hernandez doing?
Well,
illegal there.
Well, he was in a corner, and he's saying, you know...
he got the chain on. He hit the top chain. He hit him in the top turnbuckle, Bruno. And Koloff had pulled the chain on the top of that turnbuckle. And boy, it's a wonder he didn't split it.
The referee didn't say it. The referee didn't say it, but exactly. As soon as push him out, he took that chain and did it with.
Ivan, the Russian Bear. So Jesse is usually right on the ball. I think he missed one there, Bruno.
And that's a shame because it cost Steve Ray, the Wild Thing, here the match. And it's a shame because he was really doing well. And I think he gave Koloff all that Koloff could handle. And to lose it in such a fashion, I think it's a shame. But this young man's got nothing to be ashamed of. He is solid.
What happened? Yes. Wild Thing obviously told Hernandez exactly what happened. He didn't hit the turnbuckle. Ray is saying, I hit a chain on the top of the turnbuckle.
Yeah, Koloff's saying, here's where I had my chain. I had it strapped up. Nonsense. We saw differently.
Here's a replay of another angle. Sometimes you make it, sometimes you don't. Steve Wild Thing Ray, what a bad break for him here in this match. Ivan Koloff, former world champion, uses his ring experience against the odds and takes the win over Steve Ray. Everybody in the audience saw what happened. And the last time these two powerhouses met, young Wild Thing Ray also got gypped out of a win. But I'm sure the next time, Steve Ray will study up on his wrestling moves. We're in New York City, and we'll be back after these messages with next week's card.
As I was saying, I don't care what anybody else...
Holy moly, it's John Madden in an exciting new video. The coach tells his own story with riotous football experiences, behind-the-scenes broadcasting, his funniest ads, and much, much more. Meet the John Madden everyone wants to know. Feel the excitement of great plays and insights into great players.
You know, linebackers are a different breed anyway.
Recapture the drama of Super Bowl 11.
Because no one else won Super Bowl 11. We did.
Get a personally guided tour of the famous Madden bus. Learn the inside story of hosting Saturday Night Live with his hilarious buckwheat imitation.
Oh, man,
Even his appearance in the Paul Simon Me and Julio music video.
You guys need some fundamentals.
All this and more. Use your credit card and call toll-free to order John Madden. The American dream comes to life. A perfect gift for just $19.95 plus shipping.
To order, call 1-800-854-1700. That's 1-800-854-1700.
Your average speed. How many calories have you burned? Now there's a sports watch that can tell you all this and more. Introducing the revolutionary new Sportsmate watch. Sportsmate is a brand new fitness instrument you wear conveniently on your wrist. It's the perfect way to keep your fitness or weight loss program on track. Here's why. First, Sportsmate uses a tiny electronic motion sensor to precisely count each step while walking or running. Second, at the heart of Sportsmate is a specially designed microchip that converts steps into miles, reports speed in miles per hour, and computes the number of calories you've burned. Sportsmate also gives you a 24-hour alarm, one 100-second stopwatch, an audio pacer, a countdown timer, and more. Sportsmate, the computer sports watch developed for total fitness. Order your Sportsmate today.
To order a Sportsmate using your credit card, call toll-free 1-800-238-3100 or send check or money order for $39.95 plus $4 shipping and handling to Sportsmate, Department Y, Box 1618, St. Louis, Missouri 63011. But for fast phone service, call 1-800-238-3100.
Next week on the Fury Hour, we'll have in action Cowboy Bob Orton. Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff returns. Dr. Death Steve Williams tunes up next week. Cactus Jack returns as well. And the controversial feature match, Iceman King Parsons meets the despicable Colonel De Beers. Again, a reminder to call the UWF Power Line at 1-900-420-4UWF. Find out all about what's happening in the UWF and hear from your favorite UWF personalities. That's 1-900-420-4UWF for the UWF Power Line.
Right in the dead of January, and Sports Channel America and UWF are heating up all over the country. People like Steve Williams, people like Paul Orndorff, people like Brian B. Blair, Captain Lou Albano, the Wild Thing Steve Ray, and yours truly, The Rock. All right here on Sports Channel, USA, Universal Wrestling Federation. Whoa, yeah, even them dumb ugly power twists. I like to pop them both right in the mouth.
And again, remember the Rumble in New York Part 2. That takes place first at the Royce Hotel in Queens, opposite LaGuardia Airport. That begins at 8 p.m. on Friday, February the 8th. Then on Saturday night, February the 9th at 7:30, we go back to the Penta Hotel for another great card. It's a weekend filled with great talent like Dangerous Dan Spivey, The Wild Thing, Dr. Death, Paul Orndorff, Greg Valentine, and some great surprises. It'll be a big weekend in New York. The Rumble in New York Part 2, coming in February. Call for tickets now! UWF, the Universal Wrestling Federation, the ultimate in sports entertainment.